Good morning and welcome to our latest installment of Solutions for Success. It's Jonathan Hamilton, President of Point Alliance, and this morning's topic is Agility CMS, a longtime web content management solution provider and partner of ours here at Point Alliance, dating back over 15 years. Some of you may know Agility CMS from previous projects with Point Alliance, and to others this may be a new product offering. It is a leader in the CMS space and a headless CMS. So without further ado, from one president to another, I will pass the baton over to Joel Vardy, President of Agility CMS.
Thanks very much, John. Really pleased to be able to present to you folks out there, and might as well just jump right in. I'm president of Agility CMS. My name is Joel Vardy. I've been with the company almost since day one, and really happy to be able to talk about our industry, our platform, our product, and to be able to get to know you guys a little bit as well. So let's just jump right in. Hopefully this will work. So this is probably the most important slide today to see. We're all here to learn about each other. We're all in this together. I encourage you to ask questions. It's okay to interrupt me, and don't hesitate to do that if you have anything to ask. And I think we have the folks at Point Alliance are going to keep a look on the questions for me and interrupt me too if there's anything that's from the written questions. The world has changed, and the internet has changed a lot. From back in the early 2000s with Web 2.0, where regular folks first wanted to start creating content online, to first launch of WordPress in 2003, arguably the first CMS, where developers and content creators can collaborate online. And for the next 12 years, kind of enter what I call the CMS Dark Ages. Traditional CMS vendors, they add feature on top of feature. They get slower and slower, more expensive, to the point where, a majority of all CMS implementations tend to be considered failures, usually because the sites are slow or they're delivered behind schedule. And so what we see at this point is the web experiences what I call a sea change, a complete kind of do-over that affects how we think about the internet. Software and services delivered through the cloud, through AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, that sort of changes how we work with stuff. There's no more servers, no more versions, no more installations. And then we move forward to 2017, when the concept of decoupled or headless CMS becomes a mainstream concept. Because developers didn't want a crappy, slow experience. They didn't want to deal with downtime or upgrades. They didn't want to be locked into an old technology. We had this brilliant new concept kind of emerge. And what we see is that folks are desperately trying to get out of traditional CMS now. And why? Well, because it gets more expensive the longer you use it. The TCO drastically increases over time. But why is that? Well, with a combination of poor architecture, feature bloat, where things get added on top of more things and more things get added on top of that, you get increasingly slower page loads over time. Everything just gets slower. Slower to publish your content, slower to see changes, slower to actually load your website or your app. And combine this with vendor lock-in, which tends to happen with traditional CMS as well, and a lack of multi-channel delivery, we see a steep decline in traditional CMS growth. So what we're really here to talk about today is the death of slow. Death of slow processes, slow updates, and slow pages. We just don't want anything to be slow. And to be quite honest, traditional CMS is dying a slow and painful death. So yes, the world has changed. Headless CMS, it's everywhere these days. It's agile, it's capable. Developers and editors both love it. And it's really fast. Because when it comes to making choices today, the expectations are much higher than ever. People expect to be able to create content once and then output it to multiple channels, including their website, their apps, social media. It needs to be everywhere. And we're also obsessed with an idea of freshness. Our content teams want to be able to make constant updates. They want to be able to change things all the time. And we also expect everything to be highly available, high uptimes, sub-second response times, all the times. And we've seen this here at Agility CMS. This is what customers are demanding. It's what they expect. And with the switch to a headless decoupled model, we've seen customers experience more than 10 times increases in traffic with no downtime and no decrease in page load times. So let's take a look at what it means to be really fast. How do we design a system that ensures we'll be able to maintain that from day one right through to day 1,000? Well, you start with a great strategy. And that means architecture. We call it content architecture. And you need to plan out your workflow so that you can be productive right from the start, right from the get-go. You also need to have the right technology. And that means headless. It also means cloud. No servers, no version numbers, no install. It needs to just work. And we have to get the delivery right. That means developers who work for organizations you can trust. And it also means great DevOps, which really is a word that stands for the ability to continuously deliver changes often and reliably. When you get those things right, not only can you kill slowness, but some other things start to happen that are really cool. One of my favorite quotes came from a customer I was speaking to last December. He told me that he and his family had taken their first holiday on Black Friday in 4 years after switching to headless. To be entirely honest, they didn't just switch to headless. They switched to Agility CMS. Because Agility CMS is the fastest content management platform. It's headless, it's cloud-based, software as a service. But more than that, it's the only all-in-one headless platform that's available, with ecommerce, search, and user-generated content all available in one package, and they're all headless. Now, combine that with a delivery from great partners. Because they're working with the fastest all-in-one headless CMS, they can deliver your website and your apps fast. And that's all there is to it. It's just fast. And the thing is, this stuff is easy. When you switch to headless, your life should get easy, not harder. Our customers tell us this all the time. It's easy to do my job. It's easy as it gets, the amount of content gets massive, but it stays easy. And our customers, well, how long do you think they stick around? About 10 years. Our average customer lifetime is a decade. With a cloud-based SaaS offering, do you think they'd stick around if they felt locked in? This is a system that allows you to swap other systems in and out really easily, and yet they stick around. And that, I hope that tells something about how Agility CMS works with customers. And it comes right down to it. Agility CMS is big enough for billion-dollar brands. We work with them every day, day in, day out. But we're also small enough to care about each user. And it doesn't really matter how big you are. Everybody deserves that same level of comfort to be cared about by their vendors and by the people whose software they use. So that brings me around to Agility's mission. We're on a mission to teach, to educate. That's what drives Agility CMS forward. That's what has kept me on board in the company for as long as I've been around. It's what we want to do. We want to teach our users how to be more agile, how to be more productive. We want to teach them the importance of a content strategy and content architecture and the benefits of effective workflow. We teach our partners how to deliver these amazing experiences and how CMS should be fast. And we teach developers how to kill slow websites and apps, how to do it different. The other thing about our customers is that they're all sizes, from startups to small and medium business, right up to billion-dollar companies and enterprises. Our packages are aimed at getting you in at the level you're at now so that you can grow your business and be more profitable. That's our purpose. That's why we're doing this. And just a little bit more about Agility CMS. I consider myself lucky to be part of such an amazing team. You know, they take our mission to teach and educate to heart. And I want to say thank you to all of them. Now, we're headquartered in Toronto with another office in Vancouver. And I have a couple other things I want to talk about. Another one is an event that's coming up on the 17th. So that's this Thursday. We're calling it FasterConf. So, you know, I talked a little bit earlier about our mission to educate. Well, this follows right in line with that. FasterConf is a conference for web developers who want to get things done faster. We're going to be talking about all kinds of different stuff. We have some great speakers. It's at HackerU, which is on Queen Street. That's actually rebranded to Juno College in the last few days. But we've got a great speaker lineup. It's a one-day, single-track crash course on disruptive technologies, such as Jamstacks, static site generators. These are making a big impact in the industry today. And it's all about building faster things, getting it done faster. We've partnered with HackerU and some established web developers who are going to be speaking to deliver some meaningful, actionable sessions. Now, I'd like to continue the conversation and take any questions that you have. But in the meantime, or after that, I should say, I encourage you guys to follow us at Agility CMS on Twitter. Use Agility for free. Get started with it right now. agilitycms.com/free. You can sign up, and it's a free forever package. We actually have, you know, a package of Agility that is zero cost forever. Allows you to get in there. If you're a developer, you can start building on it. If you're, you know, looking at a CMS to evaluate, check it out, get in there. You'll be able to see what it's like to actually use the system for as long as you want to try it out. And get in touch with our sales. Email us at sales@agilitycms.com. We'd love to talk to you. We'd love to hear about how we could work with you and to sort of see what your needs are and to continue to sort of, you know, grow our understanding of what people want and what people expect. So that's pretty much all I have to talk about in terms of, you know, sort of a presentation. Is there any other questions out there? Seems like it's pretty short and sweet. I think that's all I want to talk about today. Thank you very much for tuning in.